Dr. Manoj Rungere sir, and our college KJ Institute of Ayurveda and Research. Currently, sir is working as an associate professor, Kulap Kuvarwa Ayurved Mahavidyalay, Gujarat Ayurved University, Jamnagar. Also an in-charge principal, Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences, Gujarat Ayurved University, Jamnagar. Sir is a coordinator of IQAC of Gujarat Ayurved University and also adjunct faculty of Ayurveda, Datta Mega Institute of Medical Sciences, Wardha, Nagpur. Actually, sir is a multi-talented personality as he is a Ayu Pharma expert, an administrator, research scientist, and academicians. Sir has a vast clinical experience in the field of treating cancer and blood disorder. Sir is the first and only patent holder of Gujarat Ayurveda University and also have developed more than 250 other products as well. Sir was an ex-director of pharmacy, Gujarat Ayurveda University Jamnagar, and director of Benmun Pharma Research Private Limited, Ahmedabad. Sir also has had visited countries like Japan, Mauritius, and USA, and taught the Ayurveda to the students of almost all continents. Thanks again, sir, for joining us. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
So good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So today I am asked to deliver a speech on the topic of logical explanation of Ras Aushadhis, especially in the context of Western science, or I would say Western medicines. આપણું audience બધું ગુજરાતી છે કે mixed છે? So which is the favorable language? English or Gujarati or Hindi?
Sir, ચાલશે ગુજરાતી પણ.
Okay. So I'll try to go ભેલપુરી kind of language. તે બધાને સમજાય. આપણા બધા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ જો ગુજરાતી હોય તો ગુજરાતીમાં જ વાત કરીએ. They won't mind.
Yes, sir. ગુજરાતીમાં જ વાત કરી શકાય, વાંધો નહીં.
જી જી. Okay, as Abhishek ji said that I am in charge principal of Indian Institute of Ayurvedic Pharmaceutical Sciences, which is the world's first and currently only of its kind in Gujarat. We are running two courses here, Ayurvedic Pharmacy in diploma and degree, banne. Other than that, I am serving as associate professor of Rasashaastra in Gulab Gurba Ayurveda College, which is my mother institute as well. And I have learned, I'm lucky enough to learn Ayurveda from, especially Rasashaastra, from the eminent scholar of Rasashaastra like Siddhinandan Mishra ji, Professor Prajapati sir, Professor Bahadur sir, Professor K.K. Jala sir, Professor D. Pandey sir, હરિશંકર શર્મા સર, ઘણા બધા લોકો અહીંયાથી રસશાસ્ત્રને આગળ લઈ ગયા છે. Now it's our noble duty to carry forward this legacy. On this juncture, I'd like to recall one name specially, જાદવજી મહારાજ, યાદવજી ત્રિકમજી આચાર્ય. જે લોકો નવા સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ છે ફર્સ્ટ યરના, એ લોકો માટે થોડુંક જાણીતું નામ, અધરવાઇઝ ઘણા લોકો એમને ભૂલી ગયા છે. Yadavji Maharaj did a wonderful job to survive this wonderful science of Rasa Shastra by several efforts. એમની એક સૌથી પ્રખ્યાત બુક છે સિદ્ધયોગ સંગ્રહ, જેના આધારે કેટલી બધી ફાર્મસીઓ કેટલી બધી ઔષધિઓ બનાવે છે, અને પ્રેક્ટિકલ બુક છે જેના આધારે 100% રિઝલ્ટની ગેરંટી હોય છે. તો હું જાદવજી મહારાજ જે અમારી ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટના પ્રથમ પ્રિન્સિપલ પણ હતા, એમના ચરણોમાં વંદન કરીને આજની અમારી વાત શરૂ કરું છું. રસ ઔષધિ એનું સિમ્પલ એક્સપ્લેનેશન છે રસ ઔષધિ. રસ એટલે મર્ક્યુરી, પારદ, અને ઔષધિ જે પારદ અને પારદના અલગ અલગ પ્રકારોમાંથી બનતી ઔષધિ, that is રસ ઔષધિ. આયુર્વેદમાં મુખ્યત્વે ત્રણ પ્રકારની ડ્રગને આપણે કેટેગરીમાં ડિવાઈડ કરી શકીએ. વન ઇઝ હર્બલ પ્રોડક્ટ, એનિમલ પ્રોડક્ટ ઓર રસ ઔષધિ. જે રસ ઔષધિઓ છે સ્પેશિયલી એમાં બાયોલોજીકલી એક્ટિવ મેટલ્સ, મિનરલ્સ, જેમ્સ precious stones, એવું ઘણું બધું હોય છે. For example, if you can see this picture, આ આખો રસશાસ્ત્રનો પરિવાર છે. It covers around 9 metals and metal જેના compound of metals, precious stones પણ છે આમાં, સમુદ્ર that is marine products પણ છે, કેટલીક herbs પણ છે, કેટલાક ક્ષાર છે, કેટલાક લવણ છે, લગભગ 75 થી 100 જેટલા અલગ અલગ ઔષધોનું અલગ અલગ પ્રકારે કોમ્બિનેશન એટલે રસ ઔષધિ. No wonder why it is been called as supreme chikitsa. There are several quotations which says that Rasashaastra or Rasavidya is the best. One of them is quotation from Madhav. It says Rasavidya smruto devo manusho mulikadebehi and adama shastra karmani. Why? Because એ જમાનામાં probably આજથી 400-500 વર્ષ પહેલા આપણી પાસે સારી ક્વોલિટીના એનેસ્થેટિક એજન્ટ્સ નહોતા, એટલે શસ્ત્રકર્મ કરવા ખૂબ જ અઘરા હતા અને without anesthesia surgery was very much tough. Whereas Rasavedya, who practices Rasa Chikitsa, as we know that Alpamatra Upyogitvat, Aruchera Prasangatah and Kshipram Arogyadayitvat. The Rasa medicines are having relatively very small dose as compared to Mulikadivi, that is herbal products. So that's how Rasa Vidya is the best. Practically speaking, Rasa Shastra covers wide area. It can be explained with the help of various sub branches like applied chemistry, chemical biology, metallurgy, environmental chemistry, food chemistry, medicinal chemistry and whatnot. And સાદી ભાષામાં કેવું હોય તો we can term it as metallo pharmaceutical or mineralo metallo pharmaceutical as well. And it is said by some of the experts that it is the future of medicine, especially in the antiviral segment, antibiotic segment, chemo radio resistance and immunomodular target and disease specific herbal coated or packed basmas. एकदम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में कहिए तो Rasasastra is the branch which can convert even 16 times heavier metal than water. Any specific gravity around 15 or 16 છે, એને પણ it can convert lighter than water so that it can float on the water. જે આપણી વારી તરત્વમ પરીક્ષા છે ને, we can convert so heavy metal into such a light material. That is the wonder of Rasasastra. And to attain this light laghu bhasma, we go through several procedures known as shodhan. It is a group of procedures like sprinkling, absorption, frying or roasting, melting, quenching, melting and straining, trituration, etc., as we can see in these pictures. Next to shodhan, next term is maran, which ultimately transform the raw material into biologically absorbable, adaptable and assimilable form. After the entire chain of process, for example, abrak, sahasra puti abrak basma, this procedure is repeated for 1,000 times. So after the, say, right from 1, 3, 10, 30, 100 or 1,000 repetitive process, what we get is basma. Then this basma is subjected to various physical tests, or if it is, for example, it passes through the examination and it has desired quality, then it is known as basma. As we can see in this picture, rekha purnatva, varitaratva or unam. Rekha purnatva, when we can observe the basma even in the mid of the fingers. It means ekdam simple, but it is very much confirmative test. If it can pass this rekha purna, then the particle size would be more than 100 mesh. Likewise, varitaratva, the basma should be able to float over the water. And unnam to એનાથી પણ એડવાન્સ છે કે એની ઉપર તમે ગ્રેઇન નો દાણો નાખો, then it should also float. When we use the latest equipment, for example, in this picture, the photograph of ACM of Raupia Bhasma is shown, which proves that Bhasmas are converted into nanoparticles. Here in this picture, before and after. તમે જુઓ, on the left side there are metals, and in the right side the pictures of the bhasmas. So we convert all heavy metals, even heavier, 10 to 15 times heavier metal, into very light bhasmas. Intention of bhasma or maran is reduction in particle size, elimination from certain unwanted elements, transformation into suitable compound form, and most importantly convert into absorbable, adaptable and assimilable form, which is suitable for therapeutic purpose. હું always students ને કહું છું, Rasashaastra is not only biochemistry. You cannot understand the Rasashaastra with the eyes of biochemistry. Rasashaastra is all about, rather I would say Ayurveda is all about biophysics. We always talk about guna. We start learning paradigul right from the first year. અહીંયા એક સરસ એક્ઝામ્પલ હું કોટ કરું છું. The there are 5 different pictures. First is HGS cinnabar. Second is again HGS, that is kajali, parad અને ગંધકને મિક્સ કરેલા છે. Third one is ras parpati, again chemically it is HGS. Fourth is rasa sindur, and fifth is rasa potali. All of them are chemically HGS, but if you see the dose, properties and the treatment duration, everything is completely different, because અગ્નિ સન્નિકર્ષ થવાથી આયુર્વેદ રસશાસ્ત્ર એવું કહે છે કે અગ્નિ સન્નિકર્ષ કરવાથી એમાં ગુણાંતરાધાન થાય. જેમ વધારે અગ્નિ આપીએ, વધારે સમય માટે અગ્નિ આપીએ, એમ એ મટીરિયલ છે એ લઘુ બનશે. That means it will be converted to smaller or nano particles. This is my favorite example. Whenever I talk about Rasashaastra, I always put this picture. Some of you might have visited this Qutub Minar. Just beside Qutub Minar, this 7-meter high iron pillar is standing since last 1600 plus years without a pinch of rusting. 1600-1700 વર્ષથી આ પિલર છે એમાં કાટ લાગતો જ નથી. World over, experts of metallurgy are trying to find out what is the technology they have before 1600-1700 years back. Likewise, in this picture, if you can see extraction of metal, this is the latest. I have procured it from the 12th science, 11th, 12th science books. Extraction of metal is done through several procedures, chain of procedures, like electrolysis or burning with carbon or burning in the air, etc. And ultimately, we procure some of the metals like iron, zinc, tin, lead, copper, etc. You just think 1200 વર્ષ જૂની રસશાસ્ત્રની બુક્સમાં સત્વપાતન આપેલું છે, which is almost extraction. Not only the extraction from the mineral sources, as you can see in this classification, dhatu roop or adhatu roop. We have different different sources. According to different sources, we can procure or we can obtain different metals. Not only this minerals, but also we can obtain metal like copper with the help of bhunak. Bhunak satvapatan kariye and we can get copper. So it was that much advanced even before 1400-1500 years back. If you check out any of the latest book of human physiology, you will find out there are around 20 minerals which are essential. Trace minerals, essential minerals in the body. The names, if you can see, magnesium, calcium, iron, potassium, selenium, copper, zinc, almost all of them are used in Rasashaastra. According to the biochemistry books, if you have read this in first year, copper, iron and calcium, they are very much essential. Copper is essential constituent of several enzymes. Likewise, iron is very much important in hemoglobin formation, and Calcium is very much important in muscle contraction and so many other enzymatic activities. Coming back to the Rasashaastra part, there are around 9 metals are used as medicine. They are mercury, gold, silver, copper, iron, tin, lead, arsenic, and zinc. Either they are used in metallic compounds or in different mineral compounds. And whereas the drug like Shilajit, uh, when we analyze Shilajit, ideal Shilajit, it has around 65 trace elements. Let's start understanding the logical explanation of these metals one by one. Let's start with the mercury. Mercury is used in Rasashaastra as mercury, that is Rasa itself, or as Girisindur, or as Hingul, that is red oxide of mercury, that is Girisindur, and Cinnabar, that is HGS. They are used to prepare different forms of raskalp like Kharaliya Rasayan, Parpati, Kupi Pakwa Rasayan, and Potli Rasayan. Worldwide debate is going on. Mercury is poison और मर्क्यूरी इज पेनिसिया मर्क्यूरी एक ઝેર છે કે અમૃત છે વેસ્ટર્ન વર્લ્ડ ટ્રાઈડ ટુ યુઝ mercury as medicine but failed because it was used mostly in chloride form. Organic compounds of mercury like methyl mercury and mercury vapor are highly poisonous. Compounds of mercury tend to be much more toxic than element itself, and organic compounds of mercury are often extremely toxic. The most dangerous mercury compound is dimethyl mercury. It is so toxic that even a few microliters spilled on the skin or even latex glove can cause death. And that's why the entire world is so much scared of mercury and they want to ban it completely. The purpose of delivering this lecture is only to make all of our students aware that no, mercury is not poison. It is very safe if it is used rationally. According to the Western understanding, these are some of the compounds of mercury. Elemental mercury, inorganic mercury, or organic mercury, as we can see in this slide. Whereas our Shastra says, Yoga dapi visham tikshanam uttamam beshajam bhavet. If we can convert or if we can control the Tikshna property of poison, then it can be used as best medicine by proper preparation and administration. And that's how the scientists, ancient scientists were more advanced and were aware about the good and evil effect of all the metals and minerals and their utility as medicine, remedy for combating evil effect, dose and durations. In Ras Yoga, mercury is used in the form of mostly in the form of multi-layered HGS, that is mercuric sulfide, also having different herbs coated all over the mercurial compound. Rarely it is used in inorganic compound of mercury such as mercury chloride, and that too mostly for local application over the skin. In such use is restricted and always advocated with a specific caution regarding its toxicity. It is well known fact that negligible amount of sulfide compounds of mercury are absorbed through GI tract and hence it is non-toxic in nature. Non-existence of HgO implies in the absence of Hg-based toxicity and establishes that chemical form rather than content of heavy metal is correct parameter of for evaluating the drug like Rasasindur. There are interesting alpha and beta chains of HGS. The stable alpha HGS form ensure the integrity of drug during delivery and prevention of its reduction to Hg within human body. I found very interesting paper from this environment science and technology. They says if we want to control the mercurial toxicity, it should be converted into this this immobilized alpha or beta chain of HGS. And interestingly, Rasa Sindur is such stable form of mercury જે ચંચલત્વ ચંચલત્વ ગુણ છે ને મર્ક્યુરીનો, it can be very much very effectively controlled with the help of rasa sindur. And even the latest environmental science and technology expert says that it can be controlled, the evil effect of mercury can be controlled with such alpha and beta chains of hgs. Coming to the digestive part, deposition of cinnabar, that is HGS, mercury vapor, mercury chloride, and methyl chloride, methyl mercury is explained in this table. If you can see this table, cinnabar, that is HGS. Cinnabar is hingul, and HGS is very much near. Ras sindur is very much near, or mostly we use HGS in different shape and form. So all this HGS form, they are rarely absorbed in GI tract. If you can see this table, only 0.2 percentage is absorbed through GI tract, whereas mercury vapor or mercury chloride or methyl mercury is absorbed very heavily, up to 95%. This is a beautiful picture. We can explain entire Rasashaastra, entire Mercury as medicine with this single picture. All of us know this story of Lord Krishna and Arjun. Lord Krishna did not take direct part in the Mahabharata, but he guided Arjun and Pandav for the entire war of Mahabharata, and ultimately Pandav won the battle of Mahabharata. Likewise, as I showed you in this slide, that cinnabar does not get absorbed in the GI tract, but it activates the other herbs or other metals and minerals, so that the normal functions of body can be achieved. This is how mercury is yogvahi. Yogvahi is like catalytic agent, and that's how we can prove that mercury, according to Ayurveda, if it is practiced according to Rasashaastra, it is very much safe. Several studies carried out all over the years. Professor B. Ravi Shankar, one of my guru, and Professor Lavekar et al., they have published so many data which shows that toxicity is not normally observed at the therapeutic dose in any of the mercurial preparations if it is used in appropriate manner. Since they are potent products, toxicity potential is inherent, especially if used in inappropriate manner. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ કોઈ એક ડ્રગ છે એને હેવી ડોઝમાં અપાય અથવા તો પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ ડોઝથી લાંબા સમય સુધી અપાય, then only it can be converted into toxic, otherwise it is very safe. I hope this explanation about mercury is sufficient for second year or third year students. Coming to next to the gold, number two most important metal of Rasa Shastra. Gold is used as medicine even in Western medicine since 17th century, whereas it is used in as medicine in Veda since the time of Veda according to Indian tradition. We are so much fan of gold. Indians are so much fan of gold that even our temples are made up of gold, as we can see in this Suvarna Mandir picture. More than 650 formulations are prescribed in various Rasa Shastra classics, and we can treat almost every condition with the help of gold and gold medicines. It is very much useful as Rasa and Dravya as well. Some of the most gold formulations are Shwaska, Chintamani, Swarn Parpati, Hemgar Potli. I would like to mention specially here this Shwaska, Chintamani, and Swarna Malini Vasantras. Many of my practitioner friends, they are using this medicine very effectively in COVID-19 patients. Even when the patients are on ventilator or on oxygen, the recovery rate is somewhat faster than the traditional medicines. So there are so many success stories about this Swaska, Chintamani, and Swarnamalini, and all these gold preparations of Rasashastra to treat corona patients. Swarna Basma is also reported as analgesic, immunomodulation, antioxidant effect, especially ischemic condition and anti-arthritic effects. in experimental animals. More than 500 research papers are available on the National Library of America for Medicine, that is NIH PubMed. And here are some of the examples are quoted as PMID. You just need to search PMID 28392961 on PubMed website. Likewise, World Gold Council is trying to explore the possibilities of use of gold as medicine. You will find many papers over there in this on the website of World Gold Council. As you can see in this picture, gold nanomedicine clinical trial delivers promising results, especially for treating cancer and rheumatoid arthritis and other immunological disorders. If you will go on PubMed and will search for gold nanorod world, you will find more than 4,000 research papers. Most of them are proving that gold is very much useful in treatment. Here, I'd like to mention one very interesting, especially one interesting research paper. Suvarna Bhasma contains around 92% gold when we analyze it with AAS, that is atomic spectroscopy. Mercury is not detected at all, and average size of particle will be around 56 to 57 nanometer. As we can see in this picture, Suvarna Bhasma or Suvarna Lavan in nanoparticles. One interesting research was carried out in China, which says that gold can be used as sustained release source of nanogold particle. It inhibits the signaling of VEGF 165, one of the uh, marker, and VEGF 165 is inhibited with the help of gold nanorods, which ultimately starves the tumor. And once tumor is starving, the growth of cancerous cell will be stopped or reverted. And that's how gold nanorods can be used to treat cancer patients. Next to gold is silver. Silver is useful as elixir or as neurological rasayan dravya to rejuvenate patients of disability by age and disease. And silver is known in Indian tradition as medicine since thousand years, and no wonder why even our sweets are coated with silver foils. Kaju Katri na upar badaye joyu hase, we have silver foils. It activates neurons in the brain to enhance memory power, increases mental energy, and improves concentration. And that's why it is used specially by the person who are practicing meditation. Silver is said to be one of the best antibiotic available in this planet. Nano silver, these are not Ayurvedic products. These are the products from the Western world, I tell you. Silver is also used as amalgam, as alloy for dental filling, because it has germicidal effect as well. Some of more silver compounds are used in different shape and form, like silver nitrate sticks and pencil are used to remove moles, warts, condylomata and papillomas. Also used as antibiotic cream to treat different types of infection like gonococci or ophthalmia conjunctivitis. Likewise, silver gel, almost all the different types of pathy, world or maybe homeopathy or Chinese medicine or allopathy, all of them they are using silver as medicine in different shape and form. Likewise, silver sulfadiazine. So next to silver is copper, shulva. We use copper as tama or makshik, that's specially suvarna makshik bhasma, or copper sulfate, that is sasyak. They are indicated widely in different classics. As we know, according to the Western science, that copper metabolism absorption is done in the upper small intestine, efficacy up to 10%, and transported through ceruloplasmin or copper albumin complex. And copper is very much essential for treating for many of the biological actions like iron transport, synthesis of melanin, tyrosinase, or collagen biosynthesis, catabolism, antioxidant, catecholamine synthesis, and heme synthesis. So it is very much useful in different types of basic functions of the human body. If copper is in less quantity, it will produce different types of syndromes. It can produce even anemia or up to cardiac failure, hypopigmentation of the skin, growth retardation. Now, interestingly, according to Rasashaastra, even Charak Samhita, whenever we see the treatment of Shitra or Sidma, Tamra Basma is indicated. Now, you just need to understand this relation of Tamra Basma, copper in the hypopigmentation of the skin. Likewise, if it is taken in excess, then it will produce excessive intake will produce Wilson disease or copper toxicity in the body. There are two known inborn errors of copper disease. I'm not going into the detail of this disease or syndromes. But here, as we can see, the Tamra Basma is converted into nanoparticle size. We also perform curd test to confirm the Tamra Basma is pakwa or not. This is very practical example. I'd like to explain it somewhat more. Whenever you prescribe Tamra Basma, always go for this curd test. It is very simple. You just need to sprinkle Tamra Basma over the curd, or we can use even lime juice. If the color is changed towards bluish, then tamra basma is not proper. If such apakwa tamra basma is consumed, there are 8 evil effects of tamra is mentioned in classics like brahma, murcha, vidaha, sweda, kleda, vanti, aruchi, and santapa. And interestingly, similar effects of tamra is explained in Western medicinal science. Isn't it wonderful? The symptoms of Ashuddha Tamra or raw Tamra are explained 1,000 years back in our classics. The similar are explained now. You can, if you know Sanskrit and English both, you can see this. This is almost a translation of Sanskrit word into English. As I mentioned earlier, that Charak indicated to use copper vessel, especially for skin diseases like Sidma and Kilas. Copper is, as if you remember this previous slide, basic, yeah, this copper deficiency can produce anemia or cardiac failure or nephrotic syndrome. And here we can see in this slide, Charak has indicated, or Bharat Bhaishya Ratnakar has indicated around 592 formulations with Tamra or Tamra Basma, especially to treat tuberculosis, gastrointestinal tract, hypercholesteremia, and cardiac disorders. Hridayanavras, for example, is one of the choice drug for treating cardiac disorder, which mainly contains Tamra Basma. So this logic is very much clear, I hope, to all of you. Nowadays, according to the latest fashion, even this RO water system, it contains 1 rod of copper. And our Sushrut, probably 5,000 years back, mentioned that we should use copper vessels to store the water. And Sushruta Samhita therapeutically indicated copper to treat Krumi, Pandu, Prameha, and Hridrog. If you see latest material of Western medicine, when they celebrate World Vitiligo Day, these are some of the advices given by the Western medicine. You should use red clay as effective treatment of vitiligo. Red clay is rich in copper content. Likewise, drink water from a copper vessel. Other than other uses, uh, the copper is used as anti-diabetic drug as well. For example, if metformin or other drug, anti-diabetic drug is with comorbidity, price will be almost 150 times higher. One more example is iron. So mercury, suvarna, rajat, and tamra. Next is iron. Like other previous metals, iron is also very important medicine according to Rasashaastra. We use iron in different form, like we use abrak, we use makshi, we use vimal, gairic, and cassis. All of them are iron compounds. Low basma is used as lekhan action, also as medogna, and in treating variety of blood disease, muscle, heart, liver, spleen, and abdominal disorders. Now see this use of iron in according to allopathic medicine. It is very much useful in formation of hemoglobin. It is important for brain development and functions, regulation of body temperature, and muscular activities. When we see Ayurved Prakash or Rasarna, they have mentioned some of the evil effects of Ashuddha Loha Sevan, that is known as Ashuddha Loha Sevan Dosha. As quoted here, Shandatvam Kusthamaye Rutyudam Bhavet Rudroga Shulo Kurute Ashmarim Cha. Now you want to see the beauty of this quotation. There is a term known as hemochromatosis in Western world, Western medicine. In simple language, it is said as iron overload. So if you check out the latest books of hemochromatosis or iron overloading, they are the ultimately what a patient gets. This is the list of complications like genital dysfunction, hyperpigmentation, cardiac disorder, abdominal pain. You just need to translate these terms into Sanskrit, and you will find one side there are loha updraw, which are mentioned probably 1,000 years back, and iron overloading of recent time. One more interesting example here I'd like to mention is to treat this iron overload, what allopathy suggests is phlebotomy. Phlebotomy is like donating your blood. When patient is having iron overload, patient is asked to donate 2 or 3 units of 2 or 3 bottles of blood, so that RBC will be removed from the body and bone marrow will be stimulated to produce more RBC. And that's how the stored iron or the iron which is there in serum will be utilized to form new RBC. This is the standard treatment protocol according to Western science. And you want to see how we can correlate it with Rasashaastra or the Ayurvedic Shastra? Most of the skin disease, Sushruth has mentioned Rakta Mokshan as one of the very important therapy. So Rakta Mokshan will also do the same. Probably Rakta Mokshan is even advanced than simple phlebotomy. Some of the most popular medicine of Loha are Saptamrut Low Parpati, Panchamrut Parpati, etc. And especially I'd like to mention one yog, that is Punarnavati Mandur. It is being researched in our hospital. More than 1,000 patients are being screened to access the clinical applications of Punarnava Mandur in our Sri Gulab Purba Ayurved Chikitsalay. Next to iron is arsenic. Arsenic is used as medicine in different 3 forms, either Hartal, Manashila or Gauri Pashan. And mostly it is used as local application, whereas we can use it internally as well in very low dose for shorter duration. There are so many indications of arsenic compound according to Ayurveda. I'm not going into detail, but here on your right, if you can see this latest product available in the market, arsenic trioxide for injection. Now you just think of it. Some of our so-called experts says that arsenic is poison and you should not use it, whereas allopathy is using arsenic trioxide in injectable form to treat some of the leukemias and to treat some of the autoimmune diseases. Next to arsenic is chapal, that is selenium. These are all the products. I have taken this screenshot from the Western medicines. Selenium is used as rejuvenative tonic and anti-aging. It is again similar concept of Rasashaastra, and it is very much popular throughout the globe. Next is zinc, that is yashad. Yashad and its compound like khurpar, calamine are indicated to treat skin disease and diabetes. No wonder you see so many commercials on the TV which contains calamine, lactocalamine, which are being used to treat different type of skin conditions. Next is nag. However, nag is some of the experts they say that nag is very much toxic. But here I'd like to make you aware that nag is not toxic if it is properly prepared. We have enough of evidence which proves that nag is neither acutely toxic or chronically toxic if it is used properly. Here are some of the pictures which suggest that the particle size of nag basma, if it is prepared properly, will be reduced up to 50 nanometers. Likewise, nag, that is lead, metal like tin is also indicated for diabetes and different types of abnormalities related to quality of sperm. So after this list of metals, next is a group of trace elements known as shilajit. Shilajit is one of the most popular aphrodisiac and tonic, daily tonic of all time. This is wonderful website you should visit once. They preserve Surya Reserve uh, Shilajit, which cost around $600 only for 90 gram of Shilajit, and says that I mean claim that more than 65 trace elements are there in this Shilajit. If we analyze this shilajit, it contains fulvic acid, humic acid, and trace elements like iron, calcium, copper, zinc, magnesium. So, in simple language, we can say that only 250 to 500 milligram of shilajit contains almost all the required essential trace elements in the body. According to uh, Rasashaastra, Gandhak is given equal importance to Mercury. If Mercury is semen of Lord Shiva, then Gandhak is Rajas or Devi Parvati. And no wonder most of the Ras Aushadhis contains equal amount of Gandhak in different form. According to different sources, uh, sulfur is used as sulfate or sulfide. Here are some of the pictures: calcium sulfate, heavy spar, ferrous sulfate, copper sulfate, what we use in different medicines. Likewise in sulfide form, pyrites, galena, that is PBS, zinc sulfide, or chalcopyrite we are using as medicine. And when we check the modern biochemistry, sulfur is also essential mineral that is necessary for the production of systematic enzymes. It be if it is not daily consumed, that circulatory system, blood pressure, cardiovascular health, inflammation, triglyceride, everything will be disturbed. So it is very much important element for all these functions, as you can see in this picture. No wonder so many products with sulfide or sulfur are available in the market. Likewise, we also use alum, that is kankshi, spatikas, especially to treat vomiting, bleeding disorder. Nausadar, ammonium chloride is also useful in urinary dysfunctions. Many of the calcium preparations we are using, where various marine products like cowries, ambergris are used. Precious stones mostly, however, they are very much expensive, so we do not use it for internal uses, but mainly praval or mukta pishti are very frequently used to treat variety of pitta disorders. We also use so many salts, sea salt, rock salt, rock salt, etc., for different purposes. We also use kshar, and kshar is said to be anushastra and can be used to alter the surgical procedures. You must have seen this commercial with Kareena Kapoor, Coral Calcium. They have given name Corcal, which only contains Praval Bhasma. Praval Bhasma or Praval Pishti. We also use poisonous herbs like Rhodontilium, Semicarpus anacardium, or Datura metal for treating variety of disorders. I am not going into the detail because of lack of time, but if anyone is interested, you can go through the PubMed and you can search the specific Latin name and you will find out some of the references I have quoted here in this slide. Ultimately, when they talk about the safety of Rasashaastra, we should also take this point into the consideration. Cost versus benefit ratio. For example, if a patient is suffering from a chronic disease like psoriasis since 10-15 years and not getting benefit with even methotrexate injections, and if we need to use Ras Karpur or Chandamarudam Ras for shorter duration, then there should be no question of any poisoning. You can see the beauty of the Chandamarudam Ras or Ras Karpur Drava. It is very much effective to treat such conditions. And lastly, I have received this picture from a friend who is running blood. They have collected the blood samples. These are the samples of serum from different humans, same blood group. But if you can see the color, right from exact yellow to exact white or same color, so we can understand the importance of Prakriti even on this basis. So this is it from my side. What I want to say is the game is already changed. Even if we talk about Corona or research in Corona, out of 135 plus research, almost 50% research are being done in various Ayush institutes or on Ayush medicines. So thank you very much for inviting me for this specific speech and on this very much interesting subject. If you have any doubts or questions, please go ahead.
થેન્ક યુ સો
Abhishek.
મચ સર. યસ સર. બહુ જ સરસ રીતે અને ઇઝીલી એક્સપ્લેન કર્યું છે. આઈ હોપ કે છોકરાઓને મજા આવી હશે, સ્પેશિયલી સેકન્ડ યર સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ. તો કોઈને પણ ક્વેશ્ચન હોય તો સરને ડાયરેક્ટ પૂછી શકો છો અથવા ચેટ બોક્સમાં લખીને પૂછી શકો છો. યસ સર, એમ સર એક મારો જ ક્વેશ્ચન હતો, ત્યાં સુધી હું પૂછી લઉં. યસ સર, પ્રેક્ટિકલ એટલે આપણે પ્રેક્ટિસમાં જોઈએ છે કે ઇવન પેશન્ટ્સ પણ જો એમને ખબર પડે કે મેટલ વાળી મેડિસિન્સ યુઝ કરીએ છીએ તો એ લોકો પ્રોહિબિટ કરે છે કે ના મારે એ નથી લેવી બીકોઝ ઓફ સર્ટેન આર્ટિકલ્સ ને એ બધું. કે અત્યારે ઘણા બધા એવા પેશન્ટ્સ હોય છે જે ઓલરેડી એજ્યુકેટેડ હોય છે અને આ બધું સર્ચ કરીને આવેલા હોય છે.
જી.
તો સર એમને કઈ રીતે કન્વિન્સ કરવા ફર્સ્ટ, અને સેકન્ડ સારી રસૌષધિ આપણે ક્યાંથી મેળવવી, કેમ કે એ સૌથી મોટો ક્વેશ્ચન છે. અત્યારે મેનિપ્યુલેશન બહુ જ થતું હોય છે અને રસૌષધિ એવી વસ્તુ છે કે જેમાં મેનિપ્યુલેશન જો કરવામાં આવે તો નુકસાન ઘણું બધું થઈ શકે પેશન્ટ્સને.
જી.
તો સર યસ
પ્રેક્ટિકલી સ્પીકિંગ સૌથી સારી રસૌષધિઓ તો જાતે બનાવી એ જ છે.
યસ સર.
અધરવાઇઝ જે પેરામીટર્સ મેં બતાવ્યા, અલગ અલગ ભસ્મ પરીક્ષા છે, જેમ કે તામ્ર ભસ્મની વાત કરી કે તામ્ર ભસ્મ ક્યારેય પણ યુઝ કરો અથવા તો તામ્ર ભસ્મ જેમાં હોય હૃદયાર્ણવ રસ છે કે આરોગ્યવર્ધનની રસ છે, એને એક વખત કર્ડ ટેસ્ટ કરી લેવાનો. જે પણ સારી કંપની તમને લાગતી હોય, 4-5 કંપની છે, આઈ કેન નોટ બીકોઝ ઓફ લિમિટેશન્સ આઈ કેન નોટ ગીવ યુ ધ નેમ્સ. પણ ભસ્મ પરીક્ષા સિમ્પલ ટેસ્ટ છે, કોઈ લેબોરેટરીની જરૂર નથી. આપણે વી આર બ્લેસ્ડ કે વારીતર ભસ્મ હોય તો પછી યુ કેન બ્લાઇન્ડલી ગીવ.
ઓકે. તો સર આપણે જે કમ્પાઉન્ડ હોય છે જેમ કે સુવર્ણવસન માલતી કે તો એવી મેડિસિન્સને કઈ રીતે આપણે ટ્રાયલ કરશું કે પરીક્ષા કરશું?
એની પરીક્ષાની ઓનેસ્ટલી જરૂર નથી. જે સારી કંપનીઓની દવા આવે છે they always go through the entire chain of examination. લકીલી હવે છેલ્લા બીકોઝ ઓફ મને ગૌરવ થાય છે કે અમારા વિદ્યાર્થીઓ 20 વર્ષથી IIAPS માં જે ભણેલા ફાર્મસી ભણેલા છોકરાઓ છે એ લોકો જે કંપનીઓમાં કામ કરે છે ત્યાં આગળ ક્વોલિટી કંટ્રોલ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ એ લોકોનો ખૂબ જ ડેવલપ થયેલો છે હવે, અને માર્કેટમાં આવતા પહેલા એ લોકો બધી જ પરીક્ષાઓ કરીને પછી જ માર્કેટમાં મૂકતા હોય છે. સો યુ કેન આપણે ક્યાંક તો ભરોસો કરવો પડશે ને.
યસ સર ડેફિનેટલી. અને સર પેશન્ટ્સ ને કઈ રીતે આપણે કન્વિન્સ કરશું જો આપણે એમને મેટલ વાળી મેડિસિન્સ આપીએ
સી આ એક બહુ કોમ્પ્લિકેટેડ ટોપિક છે ઓનેસ્ટલી સ્પીકિંગ. હવે દરેક ગ્લાસ છે એ અડધો ભરેલો અને અડધો ખાલી છે. તમે ક્લોરોક્વિન લેવામાં જો તમને પ્રોબ્લેમ ન હોય, બરાબર, જેની નોન સાઇડ ઇફેક્ટના પબમેડ ઉપર જાશો તો મોર દેન 10,000 રિસર્ચ પેપર મળશે, અને એની સામે તમને કોઈ તામ્રભસ્મ કે નાગભસ્મ ઉપરના 5 રિસર્ચ પેપરને કારણે જો તમે આયુર્વેદ કે રસ ઔષધિને બ્લેમ કરતા હોય, then you need to check yourself first.
યસ.
અધરવાઇઝ એ પણ હકીકત છે, એ પણ સત્ય છે કે રસશાસ્ત્રમાં કોઈ પણ વસ્તુને 100% સેફ નથી કહેલી. અગર તમે સેકન્ડ યરનો સિલેબસ રસશાસ્ત્રનો જુઓ તો એમાં સૌથી પહેલા ભસ્મની વાત પછી કરી છે. પહેલા અયોગ્ય ભસ્મ કે અશુદ્ધ ભસ્મના સેવનથી કયા કયા કોમ્પ્લિકેશન થઈ શકે એની જ વાત કરી છે. એટલે રેશનલ યુઝ ઇઝ વેરી મચ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ. એટલે આ વસ્તુ આપણે પેશન્ટને બી કન્વિન્સ સમજાવવી પડે કે એક્સપ્લેન કરવી પડે.
યસ સર, થેન્ક યુ સો મચ સર. યસ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ.
અત્યારે તરત કોઈ ક્વેશ્ચન તમને રેઝ ન થતો હોય, then you can ask me anytime. I am always there.
ઓકે સર.
ઓકે.
જયદીપ સર, આપણે નેશનલ એન્થમ પ્લે કરશું પૂરું કરતા પહેલા.
જી જી.
જયદીપ.
યસ સર.
હા, ચાલુ કરી દો.
शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Okay sir, thank you so much sir once again.
Okay, thank you so much. તમારા પ્રિન્સિપલ સાહેબને મારી યાદી આપજો.
ચોક્કસથી સર. ઓકે સર.
ઓકે.